sure that's why when there's a divorce, there's always people fight. Mensa versus Mensa, locus classicus. When it comes to that, that's the thing I remember the LLB class. Then when you mentioned Jura, I said, hey, yeah, that is also there. Thank you so much for the delivery. It was a very powerful one. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still in the official launch of our estate and gift planning awareness month. And next on the bill, it's a very respectable man. He's very powerful. He had a Bachelor of Laws degree from the K University and the BCom, Bachelor of Commerce from the University of Cape Coast. He also has a Master of Human Resource Development from the University of Cape Coast. He's passionate about continuous development and making a positive impact. He's a barrister at law from the Ghana School of Law. He's also a member of the Chartered Institute of Bankers, ACI, the premises we are in. So I told you, he's a very powerful man. He's speaking on the relevant estate and gift planning, legal documents, and the importance of plan giving. I have the singular honor to invite Mr. Richard Arthur Esquire, lawyer, chartered banker, and a lecturer. Oh, let's welcome him.
Welcome. Good morning. I am honored. My job is to tell you the documents you need in your estate planning. Let me take this opportunity to say this. I'm honored to take an advice from Mr. Kenneth. Whilst we were sitting down, we were chatting, then he told me, the wife says, I taught her here. So I said, hey, who am I to teach you? But I'm planning to stop teaching at this institute. And Mr. Kennedy told me, no, Mr. don't stop teaching. Continue teaching. I've already gone there telling them there that I'm getting tired. Maybe after this I won't teach again. So I told him I'm coming. So I went back and told them that, oh, won't change my team. So that was an advice I just took from him. He won't believe it, but that is what has happened today. Because I thought I'm tired, I have to stop teaching. But not knowing this plan is going to teach me to continue teaching. The second one is that some of the things I'm supposed to talk about, he has already spoken on it. So it's going to make my work easier. Easier in the sense that he has already advised me, so I'm not surprised I'm learning from him. And in the legal profession too, your age counts not. The number of years you are in the profession matters. Since he finished law school before me, he is my senior. And I'm honored that today he has taught me something. Right. Legal estate planning is what Lawyer Kennedy has spoken about. My business is to talk about the document associated with it. If there's a doctor here, whom am I to talk about literature review on things? Because I don't have PhD. But at least a document is a written instrument that defines what something is. So what documents do we need if you want to own an estate? The first type of things I'm going to look at is building. What are the things you need if you want to acquire a land or a building? The first thing is that you go to the land, you go to the person who is selling the land, he will give you what we call the site plan. When he gives you the site plan, you have to go to Lands Commission to see whether the person selling the land to you is the one who is supposed to sell to you. Because the land could be for the family. So in law, what we normally ask people to do, that when you get a site plan, you go and check. But you ask the person selling the land to give you what we call abstracts of title. I'm talking about document. That's what I'm saying. You need that abstract of title. The abstract of title is a document that will about the seller and the buyer, the intention of the person who is coming to sell the property. In law, we have something called caveat emptor. That means the buyer must be aware. So you, the one going to buy the property, you have to be aware whether the person selling the property to you is the rightful owner. If he's not the rightful owner, that he has capacity to sell. That is why you need the abstract of title. The abstract of title will tell you who the seller is, who the buyer is, where the property is. That is the schedule. It will tell you. Then within the abstract of title, we also have what you call root of title. So these are documents you need. The root of title will also talk about the history associated with the land for the past 30 years. So we say that for the last 30 years, what has happened on the land? Who has been owning the land? Who originally owned the land? And when the land was there, where did it come from? We are not doing academic ways, so we are not going to talk about allodial, free will, and those things. But in Accra, and mostly Ghana, most of the properties that we have are leasehold. The article 266 or so says that if you want to give you a leasehold to a Ghanaian, it should be 99 years. But if you want to give to a non-Ghanaian, it should be 50 years. So if you're a non-Ghanaian and you buy a land in Ghana and you give a leasehold of 99 years, it's void. They say this Ghanaian footballer who is in France, this age, he came to Ghana, he went to Numwa, I think that's where he came from. They performed a function for him and gave him a big land and they leased it for 99 years. He took his to lands registry, he saw a lawyer, and the lawyer told him that this document is void. You are not a Ghanaian, so they can't lease you for 99 years. That day he was confused. So when you get your side plan, your abstract of title, and your root of title, then they prepare the indenture for you. When they prepare the indenture for you, it becomes yours. When it becomes yours, as an estate planner, you are holding on to it. But it's possible that after the property was given to you, you also want to sell to somebody. So at that stage, a lease has been given to you for 99 years. You also want to lease it for somebody for 50 years. So that after 50 years, it will come back to you. You do what you call sublease. So it is not all the land that you buy that you become the absolute owner of it. You must always look at the indenture and look at the number of years the land has been granted to you. So if that begins to you for 99 years, and you think that for the next 50 years, you will not use the land and you want to give it to somebody, you become a sublease. After 50 years, it will come to you. It won't go to the chief who gave it to you. Then there's another way. Maybe it was given to you for 99 years, but you don't need it again. You have stayed on the land for 9 years. And you want to give it to somebody again for the rest of the 90 years. That also becomes an assignment. So the document you now prepare for the person who is coming to buy the land is no more a sublease again, but it becomes an assignment. Because the next 90 years, you are assigning to somebody. So these are the documents you have to do for when you are looking for a land. Like my senior said, kids, you want to give something to somebody before he goes. But before we go on, now one important document everybody must be prepared to go for is a Ghana card. Whether you like it or not, it's an important document you need to get. If you go to Milton, they have what we call health insurance. It's called national insurance. If you go to America, they call it green card. If you go to Canada, it's also green card. So Ghana card is also becoming a form of green card in Ghana. And I expect all of you to get one. Forget about your political colors. Please go for it. Because the previous government attempted to bring it. If this present government has got, it's important we all get it. Let's forget about everything we get. When we get it, it will help us in so many things. The banks are saying that that's the only means they will use for identification. So go for it. So, and it will surprise you to know that in future, when you are going to do any transaction and you don't have a Ghana card, the transaction cannot proceed. So I appeal to you, all of you, to get your Ghana card so that when you want to do it, because if you just want to transfer a property to somebody, you may have to add your Ghana card before you can transfer it. For the gifts, the senior has already spoken about it. If another way of giving a gift to somebody is probably use his name to purchase the property. If your father wants to give you a land, instead of buying the land before transferring, you can use your name to purchase the property and process it in your name, automatically becomes yours. It's a form of gift. In customary law, they call it interbible. Customary interbible. That is when the property is given to you and go and say thank you. If you watch our forefathers, even in Akan Palace, when somebody dies, the property goes to the nephew. So what they were doing in their days is that he will use his nephews to build the first house. Then he will distribute the first house to the nephew. At the back of the house, he do what we call a kitchen for the wife. So that when they finish the main house and he gives it to the family, then he goes to build another house for the wife. Before he dies, he presents that house to the wife and the children before he dies. And they thank him. So when he dies, everybody knows that he donated that house behind the main house to the wife and children. And the main house is for his family. And that was the way they were doing their things. So if you have any property and you want to give it to somebody, please do it. Get your gift key and you will be done. Another property people can get is maybe they want to buy a car. If you buy a car, it's a form of property. Because when you buy, you also need a receipt. Anytime you are purchasing something from anybody, make sure that you get the receipt. Because if even no document has prepared for you legally, and you have a receipt, at least everything will come to your aid to say that because you have a receipt, there's evidence that there was a transaction. And don't rush, excuse me to say, without apology, my wife is a gando, but they will tell you that, mama, if you build it to the length level, nobody can destroy it. That law, that was, it was Act 2. It was saying that if somebody puts a property on a land and it's at the length level, you can't destroy it. That law doesn't exist again. So if somebody tells you that build your house to the length level, nobody can destroy it, it's not true. Today it can be destroyed. They will destroy it and ground your louvers and everything, and they will take over their land. So don't take that when you get to length level. Nobody can take it. When you want to buy a car too, you must also check whether the person selling the car has capacity to sell. You know, there are some people who don't have capacity to enter into contract. These are minors, mental people, and people who are bankrupt. People who cannot pay their debts. I'm sure if bankruptcy is implemented in Ghana, I may also fall because I don't think I've finished paying all my debt. See, I haven't finished paying all your debt. That is it. But in Europe, in America, they are very particular about those who cannot pay their debt when it falls due. And there are some groups in Europe, when they are not able to pay their debt, then they quickly transfer their money to Africa. They come and acquire other properties. Then after that, they will transfer it back to Europe and they go and enjoy it. Sometimes they're able to investigate it and trace it. Another property you can get is through mortgage. Mortgages, if you want to have a house, you can go to any of these mortgage houses. Like Ghana Home Loans, now it's First Ghana Bank, HFC, now it is what they call Republic Bank. When you go there, they will take you through process. The good thing about these mortgage loans is that the period is long. I acquired one at Ghana Home Loans, and I finished paying just last year. When I was paying, I was not even feeling it. I acquired one at Adenta, and I was building my own house at Amazon. But later when I finished acquiring it, I realized that Adenta is in town more than Amazon. So I've moved to Adenta now. And I think it's good. The mortgage loan is very good. Joy FM and other people are organizing Habitat Fest. Please go there. Go and see the people. They will take you through how to acquire properties. And it is easier because here, there's nothing like a chief who will bring you any land guy. They will prepare the document, and when you finish paying, the good thing about some of these mortgage loans is that because the repayment period is long, you don't feel it and you don't see it. We think so much about the money is in our hand. Another thing we have to look at, my senior has talked about, is insurance. We must also try to acquire those insurance. It helps a lot. You can, if you don't like life insurance, you can go for endowment insurance. The endowment insurance are insurance where you take it for some years, maybe 5 years. After 5 years, you go for your money, and they will pay you some with interest. And the life one is you have to die before you benefit, and it's your beneficiaries who will benefit. And you know, we Africans, we always want to enjoy before we die, isn't it? That's why we don't write a will. But Queen Elizabeth herself, in her own wisdom, also decided to die before giving Queen the property. Also didn't give all to the children. Even when he was dying, they were asking her, he refused. Without apology, don't take me there. But that is the truth. And now I'm told Charles is also not well. Maybe William may take over, isn't it? And if we are not careful, a black man will become a king in England, isn't it? Let's hope so. Let's pray that it comes. Other than that, you grant visa to all of us to come here. It's also important you do what you call personal accident for yourself. As you are going, you don't know when you get wounded. At least take a personal accident for yourself. There are some people who buy very beautiful cars and they do third-party insurance on their cars. Do comprehensive to protect yourself. Insurance is selling your risk to somebody to manage for you. So at least you can sleep. And for me, one good thing that is making me happy is this insurance on death. What do they call it? The ILA. Where you go and take insurance policy, you plan your death. You can plan your death and decide the type of funeral you want. And you just pay some money. When you die, nobody will go and borrow money to do your funeral for you. Then, another area is will, where Sina has already spoken about it. Anybody can write a will when you are more than 80 years. Even in the army, when you are less than 80 years, you can still write a will. And the law permits those in war to even make law with their mouth. You can still make a will without necessarily giving it to a lawyer. Like Senior said, you write what you want to do, then you make somebody sign for you, and somebody will endorse it. But the technicality associated with will is that when you write a will, the people who are witnessing cannot be beneficiaries. So if you appoint somebody to witness the will, that person should not be a beneficiary. But a beneficiary can be appointed as an administrator or as an executor. So if you force somebody to write a will, and because it's fraudulent, you make him witness, that will not be proper. Again, you can change your will at any time. And the lawyers call this ambulatory. That means you can change it, it can be revoked. So, like people will say, when you are writing a will, don't be annoyed. You shouldn't be in a bad mood to write a will. And you shouldn't be too excited to write a will. You don't see the beautiful lady here. You see her now, you start giving promises. Then if they allow you to do the doables, then after you realize that, after all, you don't need it again, then you want to change the will. No. Before you write the will, consider so many things. Don't look at being smart. Look at being intelligent. Because intelligence is looking at the consequences of action and inaction. Where some of us come from. They come from a village called Agrodo. And as I'm standing here, Some of my relatives are waiting I die so that they can also benefit my wife. And I don't know what my wife will do when I die. So the strategy I adopted is I look after so many of them to school. Many people have finished school and they appreciate it. So one of them recently saw me. He said I should give him some money. I said, I say, wow, man, scratchy, and then you wait your padama, or let them from and CCI. So they themselves are coming to realization that as for educators, they don't give properties to their nephews again. They give to their children. So as long as you are alive, they will take whatever they want. So let's plan our life and make sure that and when you write a will and you die, the administrators have to go for a probate. The law is saying that immediately you die, your property automatically vests into the administrators. Then if you don't write a will and you die intestate, you have to prepare letters of administration. And when you have prepared the letters of administration, the PND's 111 is showing those who qualify to do it. If you have a wife and children, they can do it without the family members. If your parents are alive, they can also do it. If there's a common successor, they can also do it. But it is that the judges, in their wisdom, are making it in such a way that you allow a family member to write a letter, and maybe one family member and one relative, a wife or children. But the law permits the wife and children. And the person you are appointed to look after your trust is trustee, and those who will come are called the beneficiary. So these three things are there. So anytime you do express trust, there are three certainties: the certainty of intention, the certainty of subject matter, and the certainty of object. The certainty of intention is that because you have created a document called trust deed, then you have intention to create an express trust. Then the certainty of object, there should be a property, either money or building, that you are putting aside to be used to cater for some people. In some other world, they have what you call charity and foundations. The essence of this program is to appeal to some of you who have money, especially like Mr. Farid Dampa and Co, who has money, to create estates. As for me and senior, we don't have money. To create estates and create foundation and charities so that we can use it to give it back to society. We must give back to society. I can assure you, if you give back to society, your relatives will not worry your wife and children. But where they have not seen you having done anything for the society you came from, and especially your wife doesn't come from their hometown, you are there. So you have to find a way to create a form of trust or charity or foundation. At least, if you can't do anything at all, take about 4 or 5 people of your relatives and educate them to the university level. They are the people who will stand and defend your wife and children when you are not there. But when all of them are going, they will worry your wife. Now I've seen more than 2. And I don't want it to come. So I take care of my nephews and my nieces. And I'm sure you always defend me. Then we have the implied trust. The implied trust is a type of trust that comes impliedly. And we have 2 of them. One is resulting trust, another one is constructive trust. The resulting trust is a type of trust where somebody will give you a property to look after it for you, but he never intends to donate it to you. But see, in marriage, women are entitled to something we call advancement. If you marry a woman, he's entitled to chop money and upkeeping from you, the man. You, the man, you are not entitled to an advancement from a woman. So if by chance your money is there, and he goes to take the money and he uses it, it can be treated as an advancement. But if her money is there, you go and take it. He has not told you to, he hasn't asked you to take it. It's not an advancement. That one will be treated as a resulting trust. Because he never intended to give it to you as a gift. So if you were a man, and a woman gives you money to be building a house for her, and probably there's conflict, then you say, because I bought the property in my name is for me, is for both of us. If the woman can prove that it was she who gave the money to you, the man, to buy the property, that type of property become a resultant trust. So you men, there are some people, they call them fine boy, isn't it? Then they are with the woman, and I don't know, some of the women too, they like nice men. Those of us who are ugly. And when you get that thing and they are doing fine boy, don't think that the property is yours. If the woman can prove that he was the one who gave you the money. So I will advise the woman, if you are doing those fine boy things, when you give the money to the man to go and pay, let them say that although the receipt is in the man's name, it was paid in by you, the woman. And you go and pay. That is why the bank, when you are going to pay, you are making deposit. They say pay in by who? It is paying in somebody's name, but another person pays and gives him name and address. And people have been using ordinary paying in court to prove that they gave some money to their husband for certain development. In Mensah versus Mensah case, you have to prove substantial contribution. And one way of proving substantial contribution is to say that I was paying money to my husband, and these are the paying. You know, man, when the money is in our account, we don't care where the paying is. You know that. In Mensah versus Mensah, the same case was repeated in Atamoses versus his wife. And in Atamoses versus his wife, the thing was, the woman was not working. But he was driving Atamoses to the training ground and bringing his home. And when they divorced, Atamoses was saying that the woman was not working. The court said that no, driving you to training ground, bringing home is a substantial contribution. In John Mensah versus wife, he too, they say it was not working. They say no, cooking for you is also another form of what? Substantial contribution. But one funny thing in law, a man cannot divorce a woman because the woman cannot give birth. Because he's a barren, you can't do that. But a woman can stop with a man because you are impotent. that is one unfortunate thing. Yes. The law is saying that you cannot stop with a woman because he cannot give birth. But the woman can stop with you because you are impotent. Because the essence of marriage is companionship. Once you can do the undoables, it's companionship. That's why women, Europe, in America, they don't consider too much about children. But if you're a woman, you are in Africa, and you are about 40, 45 years, and you don't have a child, please, I will advise you that you either adopt a relative of yours as a child, and make everybody knows that he's your child. Or you can go to Osu Children's Home and do that. I have an auntie in Asuma, has a very big property. And according to my mother, immediately my mother gave birth to me, the auntie came to that this child is hers. So when I grew up, he called me, he adopted some 2 children from Osu Children's. He said, Moba Sam one time. Then he wrote a will and made me the administrator. The 2 kids are fighting over the property. One say he wants, another one says he wants. So I called and told them that your mother stated in the will that is for the 3 of us. No, they haven't seen the will. So when they read, now they keep coming to me. Initially, they were not respecting me till they got to know that I'm a lawyer. Anyway, another document you can also think about is what they call declaration. It has something to do with you are getting sick, you are down, and you cannot talk. You can do power of attorney. It's only when you are of sound mind that you do power of attorney. Maybe let me talk about power of attorney first. Power of attorney is given by somebody to another person, instructing a third party that you are giving authority to somebody to be doing certain things on your behalf until further notice. Some may be within a time frame. It could be that you are traveling to Europe. You want somebody to look at your back, especially when you are a director of a company. When you come by, come and take over. But you can't give power of attorney to a sick person who cannot talk to send it to the bank. When you bring it to the bank, normally we may not take it. You have to do what we call declaration. In that case, somebody who is related to the man should go to court and do declaration that Ebusuampain of Osimesi is saying that Osimesi is my relative. He's sick. So I, as Ebusuampain, am appointing his wife to be taking care of you. That is different from power of attorney. You can't do power of attorney to go to send it to the bank to say that because your husband is sick, he cannot talk. What authority is coming? The authority is not coming from a sick person. You'll be a sign man. Another thing is when you are changing your name. You are changing your name. When you are changing your name, you can't use affidavit to change your name. You use what you call gazette. You can only use affidavit to change your name when your name, the spelling. Maybe Kojo K-O-J-O. Then you make it K-W-O-D something. In that case, affidavit can come. But when I'm Richard Atta and I have been made a chief in my hometown and I'm called Kweku Pencil, there's something. Or Saberman Kweku Pencil. Then, in that case, my name have changed. I have to do gazette. I can't use, without apology, when I was in Kumasi, there were people who were holding different ID cards with different names. Those who were doing kuru tilt. And that is why I am strongly for this Ghana card. Because with the Ghana card, everything is there. When we went to London, you can use somebody's national insurance to work. So if you have your Ghana card, your name, and I also want to appeal to people. Those of you, when you are giving names, you give plenty names to your children. It's not necessary. Try as much as possible to give names that are very hot, compatible. You understand? You see, my narrative that is good, isn't it? Yeah. And you can also say John Mason, you are going. I remember I attended Christian Methodist, so that's why I went to Zerus. And there was this one class, it was very troublesome. And one day he did something, they brought him to assembly. His name was Joseph Mason. I said, look at the name you have. It's very nice. I thought you have a name like Tetete. Now I know you were a bad boy, but how can you have Robert Mason be a bad boy? But you see, these were old people who think that certain names were associated with bad boys. And you know those days when they give you guy name, you become a bad boy, isn't it? But that is by the way. So we can also use gazette to be doing those things and affidavit and gifts. My boss has already spoken about it. Because of the time frame, we could not go inside. But when I'm in my concluding, I'll ask you that for every asset that comes to your hand, try to have a document on it. If you go and buy anything from anybody, it is a property. If you are going, take this A4 sheet. When you get there and he doesn't prepare receipt, prepare one yourself. Prepare one yourself. I, Mr. So, I give you money to Mr. So for the purchase of land. Signed by me. You too, who sold the property. Sign. Then you hold it. At least, if you don't have any evidence, that A4 sheet, you can put it into your trunk and lock, isn't it? So that in future, you can use it to do. I'm sure, in concluding, I want to appeal to all of you to take this illiteracy very seriously, because if we can, we should all try to write our will before we die, so that when we die, there will be fight at our back. And the last aspect, I'm concluding again. I'm a family man. I'm not saying something to disgrace myself, but my father per se, who took care of me, who gave birth, did not look after me. It is my uncle and my distant relatives who helped my mother to take me to school. So I also have that intention of helping you. For those of you who have paid some money, please, let's help the community we come from. Let's help our relatives. And you ladies, we are begging you, when the relatives are coming, smile to them. Don't flan your face. On Sunday, you go and pray hallelujah. Thank you.